Look like you made it. It's your boy B Spook. No, what's my name? It's your boy Spook 101, man.
They just make mistakes in what they say, and then when you throw that mistake back in their face, they logically, rationally can't regain their footing. So people break down in different ways. Some people are emotionally distant or cold, and rationally they break down. Some people are physiologically strong, and they don't like discomfort. Some people are physiologically weak and gross and disgusting, so they already feel uncomfortable all the time, and there's no amount of pain you can put them in that makes them feel that
You're getting a little hot. Let me cut the fan on. I'll play the video for y'all.
much worse than they live. But in all cases, you're kind of mixing the three together to get that perfect concoction where somebody melts down. Let me change the question. It could go away, and here's the question that could make it all go away. What is the capital of the United States of America? At this point, I'll take the capital or 1 plus 2, Tommy.
Speak to you, you can't hear
A
me.
little bit hard. Let me get a health check. Let me get a health check. Sounds like you're healthy.
What makes something torture?
When I think of torture, I think back in Vietnam, some of the things that were being done in Afghanistan and Iraq, that I'm not trying to elicit information from you, I'm just physically punishing you.
Like, come on now. You see what I'm saying though? What the hell did that nurse do? I'm a nurse. Let me help him. I'm a nurse. But what did she just do for that nigga? Like, he just said something. He still probably feel how he feeling, cause that nurse ain't do shit.
Give you a break, Tommy. Share the burden a bit. Tell me the truthful answer to 1 plus 2, or the truthful answer to the capital of the United States, and that hood is coming off.
The wet hood was giving me a creeping sense of suffocation. Each breath became more difficult, and this fed a cycle of rising panic. With no end in sight, suddenly giving up the answer to 1 plus 2 didn't seem like such a big deal.
3 is the answer. Can I get some scissors, please?
My breaking point was for sure the water and ice scenario. Not necessarily because of the cold. The cold was uncomfortable, but it was the struggling to breathe as the mask kept closing in. And then as I continued my struggle, it only got more pronounced of I would blow and it would go away from me, and every time I would inhale, it was just a cycle that started amplifying itself. Talk to the speed at which people...
Yeah, he ain't breathing none but carbon dioxide, bruh. Straight carbon dioxide in that, boy.
Normally break in an interrogation.
In a proper interrogation, you usually have some sort of compliance within the first 7 to 15 minutes.
It only takes 10 or 15 minutes to break a good amount of people.
Yes.
Welcome back to the land of the living, sir. How are you feeling?
Not swell.
You told us a truthful answer that you were supposed to hide. Do you understand that? Why'd you decide to tell us the answer?
If you're able to keep me here indefinitely, there's no point. It's just a matter of when.
Do you know how long you were exposed to cold water? 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. It's
way.
humbling. It's humbling, man.
I later learned that this ordeal took much longer than 3 minutes, but in that moment, Andy lied about me folding quickly in order to further psychologically confuse me and break me down.
It just felt like you were suffocating. Your every breath was a fight.
Did you know the answer to 1 plus 2?
Yeah.
So you knew the entire time, and you didn't tell us. That must mean you also know the answer to the capital of the United States, right?
I never got asked.
Can you give us the answer to the capital of the United States, Julian?
Guadalajara.
I mean, my geography isn't the best in the world,
Here's mine.
but I would assume you would know the answer to capital of your own country.
Well, why are you assuming shit, Andy?
I think Julian needs some time in the transit position. You have a chance to do the same thing, Julian. You can also cooperate before we really start getting creative. You want to tell me that capital of the United States?
I already did.
Let's try it one last time, can we, Julian? The capital of the United States?
Guadalajara.
What they finna do to the bro?
You know, most of the world doesn't have drinkable water. Yeah. You're going to have all the drinkable water you could want.
Ah, man. They doing
Did
him
you hear
worse
Tommy
than
talk about
they doing him worse than Tommy G. And it looked like he finna pour that beer right on the back of his neck.
how hard it was to breathe? Yeah. If you need us, just give us a shout. But we'll see what a little bit of time does to help you out. Let's help Julian sit up, huh? We can get him on his knees. Fairly popular in the United States, of which I am asking you to explain the capital. And that term is waterboarding. Have you heard that term before, Julian?
Ah, shit. That's that shit I did on GTA on that fucking mission with Trevor.
Yeah. We're not going to waterboard you. What we are going to do is share with you an experience that is parallel to, alternate to that experience. We can help end the shivering, we can help end the shaking, it can all go away. This is your alternate experience. The more you fight, the harder you breathe. And the harder you breathe, the more your body demands oxygen. So if you want an insider tip, you have to calm yourself.
You personally have been waterboarded.
Yes.
Describe that experience.
It sucks. As soon as that panic sets in, there's no calming yourself down to come to the surface because the water just keeps coming.
Why did he get waterboarded?
Do you know what the capital is for the United States? All right, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. Good man.
That boy was about to die in that mug.
I ain't dying for this shit.
I ain't dying for this shit.
Do you
boy.
need
I
a
hear
free
you.
and easy way to
I'm dying for this shit. nigga.
Was there a point in the interrogation today where you felt your confidence crack, where you felt it change, where you went from being cocky
Waterboarding.
and
It's
boisterous
it's
to
the
being
waterboarding.
nervous?
I take anything but motherfucking waterboarding. Ain't nobody finna suffocate me, nigga. Shit.
Nervous or afraid?
There were 2 times when you went into the second round of the waterboarding, and after in the first round, like that whole thing and the ordeal and the aftermath, we were looking at the video afterwards, where like my head's being held back and I couldn't breathe, and that lasted, like, you let that sit, you let that marinate. I was looking at the video, like that marinated longer than I thought. When you came back for the second round and I couldn't breathe again, it was like the most helpless feeling, and I was like, that's it.
Do you believe waterboarding to be a form of torture?
Yeah.
I do not personally believe waterboarding to be a form of torture.
This nigga
I
is-
think it is a highly aggressive, very psychologically traumatizing, very physiologically demanding form of enhanced interrogation, but it does not create long-term handicaps. It does not have long-term implications for physical damage.
What?
So do you think it should still be in use today?
I think all the enhanced interrogation techniques should remain available to the U.S. government, the DOD, and the intelligence agencies to use to keep Americans safe. Tell me what went through your head.
It was a rush, man. It was a real rush. Because, like, when we got up and you said alternate to waterboarding, I knew that was going to turn into pretty fucking close to waterboarding. And now, obviously, waterboard, you're actually all the way back. They're pouring the water straight into your face just continuously, so it's worse.
Do you believe waterboarding to be torture?
No, simply because it doesn't evoke. I don't have the intent to.
How is it ain't torture? If you can die from it, how is it not torture?
Cause you permanent or severe injury.
What's your take on Guantanamo?
Just because it's not gonna cause you injury. If it ain't gonna cause you injury, I guess it ain't torture, my nigga.
Bay? And do you think this will prove to be a blight on American history?
I think American history is going to forget about Guantanamo Bay in the next 3 presidential cycles at most.
But in your personal opinion, are you proud of what happened at Guantanamo Bay?
I'm not proud of most of what we have to do to keep America safe. I think Guantanamo Bay was an effort to try to improve our national security against a threat that was adaptable, uncontrollable, transnational, and radically motivated.
So if you were the President of the United States during that time, you would have said, yes, continue what we're doing at Guantanamo Bay.
If I was the President of the United States, we would have continued what we were doing at Guantanamo Bay.
Can you provide an instance where EIT resulted in actionable intelligence that helped save human lives?
There is no instance that can be shared with the American public about a moment when classified information was successfully extracted with an enhanced interrogation technique. By nature of the fact that the information is classified,
Allowing 9/11 to happen was regarded as a massive intelligence failure by the CIA and other 3-letter agencies. And in order to prevent a future attack, the CIA decided to go gloves off and get aggressive to find ways to extract information faster from potential terrorists. Enter enhanced interrogation techniques. The CIA paid psychologists James Mitchell and Bruce Jessen over $80 million to design methods to quickly break down detainees and produce actionable intel. A key laboratory for developing these methods was the infamous black site in Afghanistan known as the Salt Pit. And for context, some of the people sent here included Al-Qaeda's most hardened members and guys like 9/11 mastermind Khalid Mohammed. Inside, suspects would be chained to the ceiling, kept naked in freezing cold cells, forced into stress positions for prolonged periods, and they were subjected to extreme sleep deprivation for up to 11 days at a time. These practices produced both physical and psychological trauma, and in a couple cases, death. Now, proponents say that these tactics
But it ain't torture. Hey,
are unpleasant but absolutely necessary to have a safer America.
It was not torture. I don't believe it was torture.
While others say that these methods are a clear violation of human rights.
Were absolutely brutal, far worse than the CIA represented them to policymakers and others.
So it begs the question, does a guy like the 9/11 mastermind deserve basic human rights?
a soft approach is not going to keep.
I see what he mean by that though. I feel like it should be at certain crimes, like, you feel me, like, hey bro, if somebody died in this situation and you involved in it, not just one person but multiple people and 2 motherfucking towers, then I think so.
A radicalized individual from hurting Americans. A soft approach is not going to alleviate the threats from a hardened aggressor. That's not how it works. The only way that you can have success against a hard, aggressive
I hope they talk about what was that? I hope they talk about it, bro. Are they putting liquid up the nigga guts?
radicalized target is to be able to demonstrate that you yourself are willing to pursue hard, radicalized techniques to break them of their will and spirit.
Do you think enhanced interrogation tactics work and should be continue to be used?
If executed per the black and white document, yes. If they're violated, no.
Now, what you've been seeing so far is enhanced interrogation against a hostile foreign threat, someone who is not a U.S. citizen. But sometimes, in some scenarios, U.S. citizens are actually taken into captivity and put through some advanced interrogation practices. And that's what we're going to show you next. American citizens can't be struck,
That boy
they
love
can't be
this.
hurt, they can't be injured in the same way that we can with a foreign hostile target. However, you can use stress positions on them to encourage them to cooperate because it's still within the realms of the law based on the situation, the information that they have. So in this case, we would put a potential risk, a potential threat, potential suspects into a stress position for what could be minutes, what could be hours, what could possibly be days, always understanding that they have the rights as an American citizen. And because they're American citizens, none of this would be done without oversight or purview by an American law enforcement agency, something like HSI or FBI or Homeland Security, some other Department of Justice organization. All right, stand by for steer position. Let's stand him up. 1, 2, 3. Move to your knees, please, Mr. Dory. Thank you. Let's make sure he stays in that position without support. This little thing feels like a weight right now, huh? Maybe just Just a little bit more. No? Let's get Tommy into position because Julian doesn't want to cooperate. We are literally after the same goal. I don't think that's the right position, Tommy. You know why Tommy's fallen over already? Because he's actually trying. Actually trying. Oh. You know, what's even easier than falling over is spelling a word. We're looking for a simple word. We're looking for July, Tommy. Can you give us July?
We're in June, pal.
Can you give us the spelling for July?
We in June, nigga.
This sear position uses body mechanics to create unbearable feelings of joint pain. For me, it felt like the bone from my big toe to middle of my foot was going to snap.
No? It's not a big request, you guys. And let me make sure you understand one more thing. If we have to go beyond this position, the next one is worse.
In July!
How do you spell it?
J-U-L-Y, God damn it!
All right, let's get him out of here.
That boy
Let's
folded.
get him out of here. Let's get him out of here.
I thought we was in June, Tom G. Thought we was in June.
All I wanted was a zero minimum manufacture, and then I found Tap Stitch.
Fuck out this shit.
If what you've seen in the field is at 100% of an interrogation, what did Julie and I experience in here?
There were moments where both of you were deep in the experience, easily experiencing 70 to 80% of what a proper interrogation would look like, an enhanced interrogation would look like. But they were moments, fleeting moments, where the panic set in, where the worry set in, where even though you knew you were in multiple rings of safety, you still wanted out. Tommy, how are you feeling?
We all know that our tax dollars have funded outrageous things in the last many years, but the fact that U.S. citizens do this, you said for days?
Depending on the crime and the organization that has the authorities to arrest, stress positions are fully legal.
Fully legal.
Would you say that was torture?
We're back to that enhanced versus torture. I mean, it was not pleasant.
Anything that...
Now, I want to say that one was torture. I ain't gonna say that was torture. Cause, yeah, I ain't gonna say that one was torture.
causes extreme discomfort and is done against your will, I would probably classify as a level of torture.
That's probably fair.
Unfortunately, the way you classify it is not the way that it's classified in the actual confines of the law.
If you had the choice between your brains out and killing yourself or getting taken to a CIA black site indefinitely and seeing if you survive it, which would you choose?
It's a hard question because with 2 children and a spouse, the chance to see them again is motivating.
Man,
You
answer
would
the
have to
question.
make that decision one day at a time. I would imagine I would not brains out because I would want the choice to go one more day to make that decision.
I think the only way to survive something like this is to have a God, a higher power, a deep belief in something that...
Bigger than yourself.
Yeah, otherwise it's impossible.
These 2 have withstood an incredible amount of discomfort. They've done absolutely admirable performance throughout some very uncomfortable situations, but there's still one position left that's available for use against U.S. citizens, and I could not let myself shortchange you guys from this final experience.
This might be a short one. We'll see.
Are you good at intense positions?
You need to put your forehead on
Widen
the
your
wall,
feet. Back up.
spread your feet,
Forehead
and
to the
bring
wall.
those feet back.
Forehead to the wall. Back your feet up. Back your feet up. Don't move, sir. Put your heels on the ground. Back your feet up.
That's it. Back it up. Back it up.
These look like 2.
Just let us know when you're done.
What are you thinking? It's been a long day, right?
Yeah,
No more secrets.
I don't think we have much more to tell him.
Fuck it. All right, cupcake, I'm out.
I got you, brother.
That one hurt.
We're very much.
What are you the most proud of in yourself today?
That you guys were telling us off camera that Tommy and I had a pretty good simulation of what these things could be like, and that it wasn't just like a complete walkthrough.
And what are you the most disappointed in yourself about today?
It was bothering me when I knew there wasn't anything that could be done when it started with Tommy getting more than I was. You don't know how much longer that's gonna go on, and you're wondering, like, do I like try to jump out of the chair and make a scene? What's gonna happen to both of us if I do that?
You were saying off camera, I want to get the line right, but by having to do an evil task, it turns a good man evil. Or you have to dip your toes into evil. How do you deal with that as a man who doesn't view himself as evil?
Drink a lot of whiskey.
Do you think the fact that we need to use enhanced
bro,
interrogation techniques to protect Americans is an ugly truth that Americans need to swallow?
I won't say that they need to swallow it. I will say that it's a sad reality. If they want to face it and address it, that would be helpful. I would love for people to come together and say, first of all, why do we live in a society where we have to utilize these tool sets? Just do good, be a good human being, and we wouldn't have to use these tactics. If you weren't doing evil against innocent people, we wouldn't have to come up with enhanced interrogation techniques.
Today we got a glimpse into how the CIA conducted interrogations between 2002 and 2009, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what you just saw. For me, I'm still stuck in the gray area. On one hand, if I know that there's a guy out there with intel that can prevent a future terrorist attack, and that interrogating him could save my family or even you watching this, I would say throw the kitchen sink at this guy. Do whatever it takes to break him and get the information out of him. But then again, I think about the other side, the stories of men held in CIA black sites in places like Guantanamo Bay who may have been innocent. Take Abu Zubaydah, for example. He has been locked up for over 20 years without ever being convicted of a crime, and to this day remains in Guantanamo. That is a reality I wish on nobody.
Damn.
But folks, maybe the truth of the matter is that most things live in the gray area. This is something with no clean
God
answer.
first.
Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching,
first.
and to see more of Andy and Trevor, click their links in my description. New merch is on the site. I'll see you next week.
Tommy G, man. Tommy G, man. You did your thing, boy. 4 months ago. Hey, bro, I'm gonna get up with y'all. Gone.